So I'm running switches, and I'm running these switches for two new lights that I installed in the pantry, and then I'm going to actually hook this up to the lights in the kitchen as well. So this will be a double box. And my biggest confusion here, where did I put that? Have a freaking pin? Is A, I'm not an electrician, and B, I'm somewhat of an idiot when it comes to anything electrical. So I'm going to put in standard light switches, right? And from everything that I've looked at and that I've read, that's off. Cool, that's on. Okay. Everything I've looked at and everything that I've read, basically what's going to happen here is that my power to my lights is going to go into the top lead, and my power from my fuse box is going to go into the, well, the power to the lights is going to go in the bottom, and the power from the fuse box is going to go in the top. That's one thing that I did read properly or hear properly when I was watching a video. But my ground is just going to be a straight line. It's going to connect on the other side here on this red and white wire that I'm going to run to that fuse box. I'm just going to cable this tie this ground together with the other ground, and then we'll wire them both at the circuit, at the fuse box, if that makes sense to you. I'll show you a little bit more when I'm done. But I have two of these. I've gone ahead and I've cut the face here. This is a really cool box. Basically, it's designed for sheetrock so that you can put it in the middle of a, you don't have to nail it off one side or the other. You can put it right in the middle of a wall between two studs, and it's got a couple of clips on the back. I'm going to show you that with the cell phone here in a minute. And it'll hold it in place so it doesn't go anywhere. It's very secure. I'm very happy with it. But yeah, let me show you the lights I ran, and then I'll kind of explain a little bit better, I hope, on how I'm going to wire this. But if everything works out right, I'm going to clean up a lot of wiring in the ceiling, and I'm actually going to have light switches for this room and for that room. This room first, because this will be the easiest test. There's just two lights in a row here. Excuse the sawdust mess. That's because I drilled through the wall here first to get myself lined up, and then I used the jigsaw to clean it out. So positive is going to go on the bottom, right? And this will go to the lights, and then the power coming in will go to the top. And then the ground will be a common ground. So where the power comes in at the top, it'll be these kind of wires too, because it's really low amperage, super low amperage lighting. So I'll have the same, I'll be using the same wire coming out. So I'll just tie these two together with a wire nut, the two grounds together, and then the reds will go on either side of the post where it needs to be. And they're going to operate these two lights, right? 1, 2. I installed those yesterday. And if everything works right, what I did was I wired this light to this light, and then, well, to this light. And then that is going to come down. Coming off of that light is another line that's coming down, and it's going to go right here into the power box. And then from there, it'll come back up. It'll come back over, and it'll come down into my fuse box right here. So I'll have the positive, I'll have the grounds, and I'll have the positive and the negative hooked up right here. If it works, we'll see. I'm not going to sit here and let you guys watch me do this whole thing. It's kind of the most boring thing in the world. I'll go ahead and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. And actually, before I turn everything on, I'll go ahead and I'll show you. Before I turn everything on, I'll go ahead and I'll show you how I have it all wired, so that way if it fails, you guys can laugh at me. I'll give you something to laugh at. Okay, so the one at the bottom, and I made sure that it says on here first. The one at the bottom is going to the lights. The one at the top is in from the power, and then both grounds are pig tied together. And then we'll go ahead and we will connect that wire over to the box here. But let me get everything installed in the box here first. All right, so that one's wired and screwed in, but it's not tightened all the way down because I have to make sure that I have the cover plate properly on. I wired it over. I ended up having to cut another piece of wire because I was an idiot. All right, so I have this. Red light here. I wonder what that means. I don't have a fuse in that socket yet. So these are just, what size fuse that is. I'll have to look and see. But these are just regular car fuses, and I've got a whole bag of them. So let me see if I get a fuse in there, and then see if we can't get this to work. It's just a 5 amp fuse, so. Cool. That makes the light go out. Okay, let's see if we have lights now, shall we? I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's see. We have lights. I freaking love it. All right, that light's got to go away. I needed more light in here anyway. That light's got to go away. I'll disconnect that one, and then I shall wire the kitchen lights up, but that makes me extremely happy. Yeah, that makes me extremely happy. And I will have wiring going up here, and it'll come across there, but I won't have as much of a jumble mess as I do. But yeah, very, very, very awesome. Come on. All right, so this light, off, on. Kitchen light, you'll see the reflection, off, on. I'm going to move the camera over here and show you what else I can do. All right, before I show you the extra, right, we can turn them off and we turn them all on. But I still have the ability to turn the lights off completely or on completely, and I still have the ability to dim them or run them at 100% off, on. Yeah, so I still have all the capability of the lights that I originally had, but at the same time, now everything's on a switch, which is super, super cool. Yeah, that makes me rather happy. I'm going to fire up the charcoal grill and get a steak going for dinner tonight. Yeah, and I'm that kind of guy. The screws are all pointed in the same direction, so if I put another turn on any of them, they all have to get another turn on them. Pretty sure I don't need these on for right now. Well, I do need to pull that one light off. Turn the kitchen light off here. And then I'm going to pull this one light out that I have up here, and I'll put it in a box, and we can use that again later. Nice. I have a whole bunch of these RV lights. I've got, well, with this one now, I've got like 3 more that I can do something with if I decide down the road that I need to. They're really efficient. They don't burn hardly any power whatsoever. I don't know what the actual legitimate draw on them is, but I'm pretty, probably should put these in here. I'm going to lose the screws, so I'll pop the screws inside the light. But I'm really happy with how the brightness that they add. It's super, super good. All right, I'm going to get these up, and then I'll go ahead and fire up the grill. All right, there we go. Ribeye steak, grilled asparagus. I like a little bit of mayonnaise on my asparagus. And we'll have a nice home brew with it tonight. After we let that settle. It's not overcarbonated. I just poured cold beer into a warm glass, and that'll happen. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to dinner. Oh. That makes it worth it. 100% friggin' awesome right there. Ugh. All right, I just woke up. I need coffee. Good morning. How are you guys doing this morning? Sam and the ladies doing good? It's going to rain. Today's probably my last dry day before the rain comes in, so I had to make a quick trip to town to get some stuff. Really? You yelling at me? Stop off, and I filled up both cans of fuel. I don't go through that much gasoline on the generators. I mean, even in winter when I don't have a whole lot of sunlight at all, when I have no sunlight at all, I don't I haven't had an issue with having to run the generator like more than 3 days a week. And it burns maybe a gallon at a time. That's about it. But because we're on the shaky side of sunshine, and because I've got the grow lights running every day on a regular basis, I thought that today I'd go ahead and just fire up the generator and bring the entire system. Whoops, lost my microphone there. Fix that real quick. Bring the entire system to 100%. We'll get that topped off, and then I swung by Brother Will's and picked up a couple of jugs of water. I think we'll get the chicken feed or the chicken water together, so I don't have to keep going out and giving them water. They'll just have fresh water every day. And then when I was over at Will's getting water, he had these bags of pea gravel, and they'll go good in the holes on the bottom of the posts. When I sink them in, I'll put the pea gravel down at the bottom, have the post sitting on the pea gravel. And the post will be sitting on that before I concrete them in. I think I'm going to concrete them in. I don't know. I mean, my plan is to burn the bottom of them, and you know, that'll be what preserves them. I can probably sink them right in the ground and not have to worry about it. I could probably just sink them in the ground and not have to worry about the rot on those, but I might concrete them in. We'll see. Oh, jeez. See where we're at here. I think I filled this up the other day. I did. I pulled the cap down on the chimney here. Anyway, I pulled the cap down on the chimney here. And when I did, it went kaploosh. I got a whole bunch of garbage out of it. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a flue cleaner pipe brush. I figure I'll clean that because it's just about done, I think, for the whole year now. I don't think I'll see a fire in the wood stove again for, unless we get real cold, quite some time. We do have a chance of snow on Monday and Tuesday, but the temperatures are like in the high 30s, low 40s. So I think that, you know, while it may come down to snow, it's not going to last. What are you doing, Sam? What are you doing, guys? Come in. Come on. Move, everybody move. Move, 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 move. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like Michael Jackson with one glove. Checking it out, trying to figure out what the heck it is. Watch out. Everybody move. Come on. Move, Sam. Move, bud. Thank you. There we go. gallons. Fresh water. There you go, ladies. And Sam, there you go. You're set, bud. Hey, everybody, come on, move. Move, everybody move. Hey, move. Get. Come on, here you go. Come on. Get back over. Get back here. Hey. Get back in the yard. Come on, get. Come on, let's go. Get. Come on. Everybody in. Go. Thank you. Try to make that. Chickens try to make the great escape at the gate. All right, let's hook the generator up. Last thing I had hooked up here. Oh, I had them both hooked up last time. So the extension cord goes over to charge the OPS. And right now I'm going to worry about charging the main battery system. And the black cord is right connected to the charger. And then this extension cord runs down under the cabin out around the side where I have the generator set up. So I'll get that fired up right now. So we'll take a look and see what the state of charge is on it. All right. Should fire up at any minute. There we go. So battery number 2 is at 66%. It's going to take 3 hours right now to charge, but it's only getting like 29 amps. And the batteries kind of decide what they want. That's what a BMS is, a battery management system. And then battery number 1 is at 63%, but it's getting 48, almost 49 amps. And it's going to take about 2 hours to get to 100. I'm going to run this thing today until those batteries are 100% maxed out. So that's my goal. My goal is to max out all of my electrical devices here while I'm running that generator, which is why I ran to town. As far as solar collection goes, right now, 3 watts, nothing, because it's so overcast and cloudy. Just like 1/10 of an amp. But let me see. 2 days ago, I pulled in 290 watt hours. Yesterday, I only pulled in 50 watt hours because it was really, really cloudy. And right now, today, I have a total of 10 watt hours. The max voltage that I've had on the panel today was 5 watts. 2 days ago, when I got that 290, I had 79 watts of power coming in. So we might work on that too. I might work on clearing a few more trees that'll open up the line of sight to the sky for the solar panels, so that I can get much better charging rate from the solar panels. That the green ones were much easier to peel But with this spruce, the sap is like crazy glue. There we go. And if they're still wet at all, then you end up with just a mess over everything. And then the bark just really wants to stick. That one's about 9, or that one's 12 feet. So the one I just dropped here on my toes, that's probably about 11 feet. All right, I'm gonna keep plugging away at this, and then I'll bring you back and show you how much I got done. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10, maybe 11, but probably going to need 3 more logs. And I already know the trees that I'm going to take them out of. The big log, after I limbed it up and took a better look at it, I have another project I want to use that big log for. I think it would be wasted on the woodshed, and I think I have a beautiful project for it that it won't be wasted on. So yeah, I think though for tonight I'm going to call it a day and probably head out and catch dinner in town, just because I really don't feel like cooking, and I never really go out, so I think I'm going to do that tonight. Well, I knew this was coming. We got a rainy day today, so I'm going to be playing around inside. It's a little chilly out there too. I just trimmed all these off. They are just exploding. The basil's just doing fantastic. All right, I'm going to eat breakfast. I just cooked up some sausage, some eggs, some hash browns, some toast. I'm going to eat breakfast and play around inside, I think, today. All right, I got the generator fired up. Breakfast is done. I'm going to top off both of the solar generators. Do some dishes and get everything cleaned up in here because the kitchen in the house is kind of a mess. And then I think I'm going to make another batch of cheese. I'm going to do that same cheese I did before, so I probably won't have anything in the video of it. I'll just show you what it looked like at the end when it's done pressing. Maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna work on that because we had milk on sale again, but this time I'm gonna tweak it. So instead of doing 2 gallons, I'm doing 3 gallons, and I'm gonna add a quart of heavy whipping cream so I can get a bigger cheese and hopefully a creamier cheese. I haven't tasted the other one yet. I don't know. I have no idea what the other one even tastes like. But we got these charging up. The Opes is at 36%. There's like 9%, or the Opes is at 9%, and the Avery is at 36%. It's running the grow lights and getting that done. And the batteries are probably, I'll pull this up real quick and check. I know I'm not going to get any solar at all today. It's going to be terrible. Yeah, see, battery number 2 is at 96% right now, and battery number 1 is at 95% right now, so I'm more than fine on those. I'm not worried about charging those up. If these charge up pretty quick, I might, plug the charger back into the other batteries, but get everything cleaned up here. Get dressed, get my house cleaned up. Got the kitchen pretty much all cleaned up. All right, the first one's pressed, or the only one's pressed. That's the first time in the press for this cheese, and I'll flip it every half an hour for the next foreseeable couple hours. But that was a nightmare. That did not go any way like I wanted it to go. Hopefully we'll get a decent cheese out of it. We'll see. I don't know. If not, I just throw away a few hours of my life and a couple of dollars for cheese or for milk. It actually made more cheese than would fit in the press, so I took the dredges that were left over, brought them out here for the ladies and Sam. Jesus, you knuckleheads. Apparently the red ones like it. She's going to frickin' town on that thing, isn't she? All right, you guys. So that's what the cheese looks like after being in the press and then brining for about 24 hours, I guess. Like 20, 22 hours, somewhere in there. A little over 4 pounds, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm gonna let it dry, and it's probably 3 or 4 days just to dry out, and then we'll vac pack it up, and 6 weeks from now I'll cut it open and see what it tastes like. Let's say we got ourselves a little bit of snow tonight. I shoveled this all off too. All right, I'm gonna have to be careful heading to work this morning. It's beautiful. Gosh, it's beautiful. Well, it's Tuesday, and it's snowing again. I swear, the forecast says 50 degrees coming up next week. I just want it to happen because this is getting ridiculous. I'm Sean in Alaska. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great week.